Okay, so today I'm going to review Ratchet and Clank 3. It is up your arsenal. I can't. Isn't this a kids game? Isn't I mean I know okay, some people might get offended. A kids game? Actually, it's a classic platforming game. It's one of my favorites. Like, but I just mean up your arsenal. I mean, I think they all have some innuendo like a crack in time. I'm guessing that's a reference to something. And what was the other one? Tools of destruction. I don't know if I'm missing something. Maybe the word tool is meant to imply something. But anyway, it's the third one I've played. I really like it. Pretty much every game I've been playing is really good. It seems to be regarded as one of the best platforming. I don't know why I'm showing it. Platforming games of all time. Like I go by GameSpot, and I know there's some other sites, but I use the member ratings because it's a nice average taken over thousands of votes. I think the average was like 9.2, which is like really, really good. So it's up there. If you look at like the best platforming games or something, of all time, it's near the top. And anyway, yeah, I thought it was awesome. I really liked the weapons, the variety of the weapons. I played it soon after A Crack in Time, so it was interesting going back to PS2. But for the most part, it holds up really well. Like the graphics are good, the controls are good and fun. I like how relatively quickly you get access to all the sort of important things that you need, and you learn to use all the buttons. It passes some of my sort of little tests, which I should maybe try to make a list, but it uses all the buttons. It builds things up over time. You can level up. It seems to have a pretty good balance with money, like the amount of bolts that you receive on average, depending on how much you explore. I try to be pretty thorough, and how much you can spend it on. You don't feel like you're wasting time. You can always buy things that are actually useful. Although I felt like it has a part you can change your ship. I'm not into that. I don't want to spend money just to make it look a different color. I don't get that, whatever. Again, it's actually relates to, I made a video about taste, and I don't like, why change the color? There's no purpose. I only care about things that have a purpose. Speaking of purpose, the weapons are really cool, really fun. I really like the variety. I ended up powering up this one that's just basically like a machine gun or like a fireball, but it fires pretty quickly. I upgraded that one a lot, and yeah, I just like how the more you use it, the higher it goes, and there's some incentive to use a variety of weapons so they keep leveling up. I think it'd be good if once it's fully leveled up, maybe you get twice as many bolts, or you get 10% more bolts or something, so that there's still some incentive to keep using it rather than feeling like, oh, it's fully upgraded now, I'm never going to use it again. But anyway, okay, I gotta say one of the best things is the pace of this game. It just throws you right in and you start playing. It's also very intuitive. Like this might seem a weird analogy, but with bubble wrap, there's just something that's fun about it. You can't avoid. You just have to do it. This game is like just addictive, like, but in a good way. You just want to keep playing. You want to keep exploring. Any crates you see, you want to smash them. Enemies, you want to attack them. It's so easy. You finish a section, you think cool, and then there's a bit of the the cutscenes are really funny and entertaining. It doesn't take itself seriously. They're not too long. They're actually kind of creative and interesting. That's the irony. The story is probably better than some, movies and games which have a serious story, but it's not serious. A couple of highlights that were hilarious, if I can spoil it. There's Dr. Nefarious or something. He says, all right, that's it, self-detonate in 1 minute or 30 seconds. And he's like, ha 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 ha. And then he says, teleport us away to his butler or whatever, his assistant. And then the butler presses a button, and only the butler disappears. And then he's like, Dr. Nefarious looks and says, what happened? This isn't funny. Come on. It's an awkward moment. And then eventually he disappears as well. Just that moment of panic where he's like, why am I still here? It's just a little creative thing that I found hilarious. And I think Clank turns evil for a bit and his eyes go red, and there's a couple of times where he just reacts in a strange evil way. So just to see this cute little robot going, with red eyes, that was very funny. And one other part, I forget exactly what was happening, but Dr. Nefarious said again to his butler, can you activate this or something? Press it. So anyway, he presses a button and then this hologram pops up. And it's Dr. Nefarious acting all, sensual, feminine, dancing and stuff. And he's like, oh, no, no, no. And then Butler says, "Oh, sorry, that was your audition for some other role." Just switches it. Like, just embarrassing the bad guy. I think that's hilarious that he has these hidden little things that he likes to do, and one gets exposed to everyone while he's trying to execute an evil plan. I don't know. I just think that's hilarious. So other highlights, I really like the variety of places, the look of them, and the way, again, a lot of them have functionality that it doesn't tell you, it doesn't explain it in detail, it doesn't need to. You just stand on a platform, you press exit, it jumps, and you sort of get the hang of each area. There's a certain process, you just kind of intuitively figure out where to go and what to do. And yeah, it's a nice variety of things that you use. You get to turn into like a little alien thing and then speak to people. It's like a little mini game. There's a hacking mini game. I don't completely like mini games, but at least they're kind of original and, again, fast paced, fun. You're never wasting time. You're always proceeding. Some of the checkpoints are not ideal. This is, I find, an issue with mini games where it sometimes takes, you die and then it takes you back too far and you have to go through stuff and it's just trudging through. And I don't mind a challenge. I'm not saying it has to take me back to exactly where I was up to, but to go through what feels like 5-10 minutes of solid beating enemies just to get back up to where you were is frustrating. I found the final boss battle and some of the things leading up to it pretty challenging, but once I got the hang of it, it wasn't too hard. And the game it was interesting. It didn't have like a difficulty setting. I think it was just so I guess I played on normal. But you can replay on challenge mode. I don't know if I didn't end up doing that. I did go back and capture all the bolts and stuff. I think I got all the bolts, but I didn't. At a certain point, I think any game, you just got to sort of realize, I've had the enjoyment, I've basically finished it, finished the final battle, I'll leave it there. There's always a temptation to try to get 100%, but anyway. Yeah, one of the very best parts is that there's some sections where there's like certain rounds, like there's a certain area and there's an enemy there. So the first stage might be you have to get in and get to a certain point and establish a little base, and that's your first round. The second one might be you have to set up some turrets and that they're attacking you at the same time. The third one might be taking over a bridge section or something, like some other area. The fourth might be defending against a whole bunch of waves. And then the fifth, it's just, again, it's really quick. You get bolts or money basically for succeeding. It's kind of separate from the main story, so it's fun as just an arcade shooting, fighting, running little thing to do. And one of the coolest things is the vehicles you get to use. Again, it will just be like a little car, a buggy or something. It doesn't really explain. You just go near it, press triangle, play with it, and you get used to the controls. And then you just move around so quickly. It's just pure fun. It's just really fun to do, and you just drive around, go to these places, and then you have to like deactivate something or destroy it, and then you go to this other area, destroy it. It just feels like there's so many things to do, and it doesn't. Again, it felt like maybe by the end of the game, I was just if it went too much longer, then I might start to feel like, all right, I get it, it's too much destroying, but it has enough variety that it keeps you excited and having fun for the whole duration, right? But yeah, there's so much to do, and there's somewhere you get to fly in a plane or I don't know, like a X-wing. I don't know how to describe it. Fighter jet, but it looks cool. It's just kind of fun. It's like a cute little video game version of a fighter jet, and you get to go around and shoot things, and there's other flying enemies, and it had a reasonable amount of challenge. There were a lot of it I got done the first go, but some things I'd have to do again, or I'd have to learn the importance of the time limit. I have to be quicker, not so thorough, or others you have to be thorough, but not. You don't have to rush. So, but anyway, I also thought the Captain Quark video game parts were alright, like as another little mini game. I like how you can level up your armor as well, and yeah, the weapons, you can buy new weapons, and the weapons overall are really fun. There's a nice variety. There's plenty of enemies that keep popping up. It's very fast paced, so it feels like there's a certain amount of skill. In many ways it feels easy, but then there were times where the enemy hits you and it just would do so much damage. There were some parts I got really frustrated because it would just feel like your timing didn't even matter that much. You'd hop around and still get hit. But in the end I got there, and I think once you develop certain skills, you know which weapons to use, and you know the timing of when to hop around and run, and what works and what doesn't, then it's a lot of it you can end up doing. I think that's the thing in life. A lot of things start off hard until you know what to do, and they actually become really easy. Like, and it becomes an anticlimax. Like when I beat Dr. Nefarious, it just kind of seemed quite easy once I'd gotten the hang of jumping around, hitting him at the right times, a system, and then it's like I ended up beating him. I was like, oh, that's it. That's all I have to do. So anyway, yeah, awesome game. You should definitely. I highly recommend it. I think it's one of the most fun, fast-paced, well-made games that just doesn't have anything too annoying about it, but which does have lots of original, again, fun, creative things to do that are kind of memorable. And yeah, oh yeah, there's other like arena challenges where you got to face heaps of rounds. One was like 100 rounds, and you switch. There's different conditions, like there might be some poisonous gases gradually decreasing your health. I played in German, so I think I understood most of it. Again, just bragging because ich kann Deutsch sprechen ein bisschen. So basic. But yeah, they were really fun as well, and there'd be like these circular things that would turn up, and there'd be blades or electricity, and you have to run around. There'd be a shooting machine gun. It might be a boss battle part way through, and you just got to keep surviving, switching between weapons. And the weapons was, yeah, so like I really like that, where you have lots of weapons, and some of your weapons are quite powerful, but there's so many enemies, and some of them are powerful. It's a nice balance that kind of just keeps increasing as the game goes. Yeah, so anyway, yep, I don't think there's anything else to say. Highly recommended. Very fun game. Anyway, see you later. Bye.